Am I the butthole for telling my wife I would open a separate account if she didn't get our money back? I, 39 male, have been married to my wife, 36 female, for 12 years. We have no children, but we do have a cat and a dog who we consider to be our children. My wife has a sister, M, 37 female, who has made very poor financial choices and is now heavily in debt. She refuses to get a job and instead jumps from on MLM or get rich quick scam to the next, sponging off of relatives to make ends meet. Both my wife and I work full-time. We each have separate accounts that we use for our fun money for hobbies or whatever we want. We earn almost the same amount of money, with me being a little higher, so I contribute 60%, and she contributes 40%, to make things fair and also so we each have about the same amount of fun money. We also have a joint checking and savings account that we use for the household bills and household emergency fund, like when the water heater flooded the basement in the middle of the night. Both of us have access to the joint accounts, and if we need to use it, it is never an issue, so long as we make sure to tell the other that we used funds from those accounts. As I was going through the statements for our joint household account, I noticed that there was approximately $2,000 missing from the joint savings account. I noticed that they were all Venmo transfers to her sister. When my wife came home from work, I asked what this was about, and she told me that her sister needed money to start her own business. My wife sat me down and explained to me that her sister joined yet another freaking pyramid scheme, this time selling fake nails and makeup. My wife said that she has the potential to earn 6 figures a month, and if that was true. My wife also said that she too was going to join her sister selling these products, and if she made enough would quit her job and sell them full-time with her sister. I told my wife that she either needs to get that money back from her sister or I would open a new account for my share of the household expenses and transfer it to that account when it was time to pay bills. My wife is upset with me and does not understand why I am being so unsupportive. I told my wife that not only did she take money and not tell me about it, she invested it into something without even considering how I would feel about it. My sister-in-law called me last night and said that I was a raging butthole and a control freak and that I was stopping my wife from using her full potential. I told my sister-in-law that I would support my wife in anything she chooses to do, as long as it would not cause financial harm to our family. My wife and sister-in-law are both pissed at me and now I feel like an ass. Am I the butthole for telling my wife to get the money back? Not the butthole. You don't secretly take money from a joint account. You ask as it's family money. I'd separate accounts. Your wife is intent on joining a pyramid scheme and will end up losing thousands. Statistically, this is the most likely outcome of pyramid schemes/MLMs. Protect your assets before that happens. Edit. I would also make it clear to your wife that any money spent on her harebrained pyramid scheme needs to come out of her fun money, not the household bills money. I would also make it clear to your wife that any money spent on her harebrained pyramid scheme needs to come out of her fun money, exactly this. That money should never have come from the joint account. Her decision and her money? Fine. Taking joint money for it? Not a chance. Up, you are not the butthole. That's the part that baffled me the most and is why original poster should definitely open a new account. They have their own fun money, but yet she decides to not use that money, and instead transfer a large sum of money from the shared account without any communication? That screams financially irresponsible to me. I would be scared sharing an account with her. I'm suspicious that she's already used the fun money for the same scheme, and is now tapping the family money. My first thought too. I bet she has already been investing her fun money into the schemes and original poster just doesn't know. I think there's a really high chance that's the case here. Seems to happen really often with MLM scams. Plus, hiding your purchases from your husband is a super prevalent practice encouraged in MLM communities to the point it's a meme to them now. For an extra convenience fee, we can produce a receipt that shows nothing of what you actually wasted your money on. As someone who has family members who repeatedly fall into MLM, fun money is likely still there, and using the joint account instead is probably being openly defended as for our future when really it actually was, so not all of the risk was on me alone. Not the butthole. Protect your assets, otherwise, your wife will be scrounging off others to cover her debts just like your sister-in-law and dragging you down with them both. You don't make money with MLMs unless you get people to invest as a seller. I also think she's already in deep with this company since she is giving the script without a second thought, i.e. she'll quit her job and sell full-time because potential. I have a special place in my heart's hell for MLMs and whom they tend to prey on. Feel free to join us anytime over at our/AnTeam Reddit link. You don't make money with MLMs. Full stop. You do if you are one of the organizers and it takes off. You do it by scamming everyone else out of their money and qualify as a really crappy person, but annoyingly they do make money. Now it makes a little more sense. If this was a first or second pyramid scheme, it is one thing, I still wouldn't invest, as that's being supportive of your sister. With it being multiple pyramid scheme for multiple years is idiocy, especially with sister-in-law lack of work ethic. Op's wife is being enabling, naive, sneaky, and ignorant. Maybe you can tell your wife you guys will invest when sister-in-law, once she has paid her bills, paid everybody what she owes them, and is making a lucrative living with this pyramid scheme. The sister-in-law is manipulate, lazy. A whole list of things, but your wife is looking like an idiot with no common sense buying into it. Thank goodness, one of you has some common sense. We have a winner. Have you read the MLM Reddit? Those women, it is mostly women for some reason, actively encourage each other to take investment money from wherever they can by lying if needed, since they will earn it all back plus more. It is so dangerously deceptive. It's mostly women because these uber-predatory MLM companies specifically prey on women who want flexible work hours so that they can also take care of their children full-time. It's also very much about female empowerment, girl bosses, and finding your tribe, so it's effectively cult-like recruitment for lonely women who don't have very many friends and or viable career opportunities. Yep. They're also extremely predatory towards poor communities. I recommend anyone interested in knowing more about how unethical MLM business practices are to look into how companies like Herbalife have been specifically targeting the populations of South American countries to sell their garbage. I've had my run-ins with 3 MLMs before. One of them wasted my time at a 2-hour meeting and another scammed me out of 5 minutes of my time and $3. The place you're talking about is called r/animal. In another situation, they helped me dodge a bullet once when this dude that tried to recruit me for one. I stumbled upon the sub and they have this link that takes you to a search bar where you type in the name of the company to see if it is an MLM. Cancel that scheduled interview and never look back. Reddit link. There are studies that show it's usually women who join MLMs because they are stay-at-home moms, and MLMs typically say you can earn your money on your own time, be your own boss. This is especially prevalent in Mormon communities because many women stay home to raise their families but then get bored and want some independence, and then they somehow get roped in by their fellow moms as well. Also military wives. They get targeted a lot. They prey on needing a sense of belonging that military lives typically don't give. I wonder if she already wasted her fun money on this or something else and didn't have any. Also possible she justified giving joint money to her sister because she's family or something, but she obviously knew it was wrong in that case because she didn't tell original poster. Hijacking this comment to recommend checking out r/AnTeam for resources. Not the butthole op. Sis is mad she won't get to drag you down the MLM hole. Reddit link. It also makes me think that the wife is broke because she sunk her fun money into this and sister-in-law still wanted more. Original poster's wife is kind to be so supportive and optimistic. She still needs to realize that she's being irresponsible and that $2K from family finances is a huge deal. It makes me angry for original poster that he is always expected to go along with this MLM dog and pony show. By his wife using Venmo, it's like she intended to put the money back before he noticed. That is still unacceptable and counts as stealing from your spouse. If it were me, I would tell my spouse that she needs to get the $2,000 and then some back from her sister immediately. Only then will the fun money from wife's account be returned. If sister wants to treat original poster and his wife like a bank, well, banks collect on its loans. Why is original poster's wife so stupid she doesn't recognize this MLM pyramid schemes yet? It's also worth noting that there is something in MLMs that echoes addictive gambling. People lose and lose, and yet, they're always so sure they're on the verge of winning big if they just play one more. And then just one more after that. Likely, she cares about her sister. She might have a part of her that wants to see her sister succeed. When she realized traditional jobs aren't for her sister, she became hopeful that a less traditional one could work for her sister and get her to a good place. Admitting that it is yet another MLM means admitting her sister is a deadbeat that can't be trusted. But she also has decided she's joining it herself, so to me it sounds more she's falling for the manipulation of it all. Caring about someone also means calling them out when they're doing something that'll ultimately cause them harm. I understand your line of thinking, and it's good to give her the benefit of the doubt that she's just trying to be supportive, but it's incredibly naive either way. I don't think he can expect to see the $2,000 again. It's a small price to pay to learn that he can't trust his wife with money. Hopping on top comment to flag original poster to search on YouTube Anteam plus the name of the company that is promising this sister duo unlimited earning potential and financial freedom. 97% of MLM participants lose money. Tell them to look up the company income disclosure statement. Also r/Anteam, Reddit link. There's also a podcast called The Dream that does a really great deep dive into MLMs in general. I highly recommend. That subreddit has a search tool to see if a company is an MLM. Helped me before. I got roped into Pampered Chef this time last year and used my fun money to pay for the kit. I don't think it was ever even a question on where that money might come from if I wanted to do it. I never even thought to ask about it coming from a joint. To ask someone else to pay for it, in this case her sister, feels ridiculous. Not the butthole. Maybe stop calling it fun money and start calling it personal money, which will be used for individual goals/pursuits, including starting up an MLM endeavor or helping someone. My wife and I have a similar setup with our own accounts. We refer to them as our discretionary money. My wife likes to go to Starbucks. I like video games. Neither of us care how that money gets spent because we don't consider it joint. It's not fun money, it is just money for stuff that either of us want that isn't really necessary for the family or that we don't want to have to discuss before we buy something with. Yeah. My headband and I have basically the same financial setup with two fun accounts with close to the same amount and a joint account. This would be a giant trust violation. Original poster, don't let them gaslight you. You wear your husband on your head. You don't? Well, I am the husband, so no, I don't. I get worn. Yeah, it's a joint account, so it requires a joint decision. If one of the contributors isn't consenting to the expense, she can't/shouldn't spend it. If she wants to make unilateral decisions, she can do so with her private money. But of course, if she's gotten lost in a MLM as it is, it's no surprise that she isn't going to see that logic either. Mostly a couple have 5 accounts together. Each have their separate account, for fun or whatever, each has their own saving account and one joint account for bills, medical. Her having some entitlement towards your money too? No way. I'm also scared Op's sister-in-law and his wife both think you both have potential to earn a 6-figure salary. Yes, I also have the potential to be the next lottery winner. Technically the chance is there. Statistically, it's not in my favor, not even the 1% chance of that is going to happen. Same thing with them. No business would ask you to give money to get started. It's not a business, it's a scam. I'm not against sister-in-law or you, I'm against the fact she fell for another scam and she will lose money. Having potential means nothing. I could be potentially the next lottery winner. It doesn't mean a thing and is just a marketing tool to lure you in. I don't want you to fail in something that is set against you from the start. And let's also not ignore the fact that money is for both of us. You have to tell me when you're using that money, I have a say to it also. It's more likely a person will win the lottery than make money in a MLM. Web link. The trick is you don't join a MLM, you start one. Really? It's practically the only way to make money. MLMs are inherently predatory. Syl's dedication to them shows that she's either okay with financially preying on others, or too ignorant to recognize that she's the prey, and now she's dragging your wife into that mindset, too. Exactly this. I would like to add that she knew she shouldn't have done it because she did it secretly, otherwise she would have talked to you about it. Not the butthole. Had she spent her own fun money, that would be one thing. She can do whatever she wants with that. She can either get that money back from her sister or use her discretionary income to top up the account, but she cannot make unilateral decisions about family funds without your approval. Unless she's cool with you literally setting $2,000 on fire in front of her because you felt like it. But why spend her own money when she can just use the shared money? Don't you know it's an emergency? Don't you know that she can't just lose her money? What are you thinking? /S. It's probable that she's already blown up her fun money on her sister. So using family money for her sister was the next step. After all, but my sister is family too, so it's okay. She probably already used up all her fun money and had to dip into the joint account. MLM schemes are called schemes for a reason. They preach, you have to spend money to make money. The scary part isn't the $2,000, but the fact that both sisters believe this BS. If it's only $2,000 loss, I would be surprised. Many horror stories out there about whole retirement savings blown. Usually $2,000 to get in the front door, but then thousands in inventory that they promise will be super easy to sell, and then you piss off all your friends inviting them to your house for a party only to realize they're expected to buy crap they don't want off you. Or having your friends start to ghost your Facebook because all you post anymore is about your MLM. Plus, not just because there is an explicit agreement that this money exists in that location specifically for the household bills and household emergency fund, but also because $1,200 of that money was from original poster and only $800 from the wife. Original poster did not put that $1,200 in for it to be given to the SIL. Wife needs to put the $2,000 back, or if they both agree the fund is in surplus, then she needs to give original poster his $1,200 back. At which point original poster is welcome to set it on fire, buy himself a nice expensive toy that she hates and would never play with, or just splash out on a ridiculously large bottle of champagne to drink by himself or spray around on the floor like an F1 driver. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.